Manchester United feel like a bit of a sinking ship right now with all the water coming in. It's like the Titanic.
Yeah.
Where's the violence? No. Since I last seen you, KG, you got beat 4-0 off Palace and lost to Arsenal at home. What's the feeling? What's the mood right now?
I think you've lost that.
I don't want to do too much about Ten Hag.
We're not going to do that.
I feel like
that's pointless.
Yeah.
We've been there before.
Yeah.
Do you know what I will say, is we knew we was going to lose that Arsenal game.
Mm-hmm.
A part of me, just because of the hatred I have for Arsenal, I kind of wanted to mess it up for them, to be honest, just on a personal thing. Now, the worst part of it is I dealt with it. I thought it was going to be a sacrificial Sunday, like 4-5, maybe revenge at the 8-2, one of those type of games. It's the consistent mistakes. I don't know what the hell's happened to Casemiro, but you have that game, and I'm going to park that for a minute. It's everything else. When you look at the rain, when you look at like how the stadium's falling down, you hear you hear Arsenal fans singing about like it's Atlantis. It's that we're in Aquaman setting.
Niagara Falls.
They're singing TLC songs. Like it's getting
chasing waterfalls.
They're getting, bro. Man United in one season. When people say, "Why are you not getting so upset about the Glazers you spend?" I'm saying that. Well, look at the dereliction of duty. The fact that we've sold chicken that was off. Remember that? What do you call it? We've had off chicken. We've had. This is all in one season. I
thought we were talking tactics.
Oh no! But I'm telling you, as a Man United fan, what you're looking at is like, it's like, at least we got this happening, bro. When the rain is coming in, the rain is it's almost like offering a girl a lift in your car, but you forget it's a bit messy inside. You even really you've got crisp packets in there. It's a bit of debris on the floor. She shouldn't really be in this car at this moment. And the rest of the people are seeing it's not like the family. We can all see it.
Have you seen the away locker room?
It's a shit, bro. Everything is...
it's leaking. It's leaking.
No, leaking is an understatement.
Leaking?
It's literally pissing through the ceiling. Like, if you're an Arsenal player, and here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. When other footballers, that's all over social media, other footballers see the state of those locker rooms and see like the water coming down the stairs as fans are sitting, like, what the fuck is going on here?
Mate, I'm trying to be on a diet, but I'm seeing confectionery that I recognize just floating. Like, it's just floating. I'm like, oh, fancy that. But then that's the problem. Like, we're watching Man United and it's shit. This is beyond, like, it's getting, like, it hurts more. It does, like, you look at everything, you're like, when is this club going to be good again? When are we coming back? When are we going to be a force anywhere? Like, now we're supposed to be bringing in players like Elise and these other ones. What's he going to come there for?
No, it's true. That's true.
Why am I going to Man United? What am I going to Man United?
That applies to managers as well. No, but that applies to managers as well. We heard about them getting linked with Zidane for a few years and he turned it down. And you look at all this shit and you're like, yeah, I can see why. Like, there's a reason that proper people don't want to go to that club. Like, players talk, by the way. Do you know what I mean? Players talk. Like, we've seen that clip of that dressing room today. Mm-hmm. Mate, players would have been talking about this shit for fucking years. You see that Cristiano Ronaldo interview with Piers Morgan a couple of years ago?
It's
like, all facts.
Mate.
It's hitting different.
Cristiano Ronaldo was Cat Williams before Cat Williams.
It's hitting the truth.
He was the true speaker first, but no one gave him
it's hitting different. What you said,
oh my God.
It's hitting different. And I think also players, I don't think that the Jadon Sancho thing, getting to the Champions League final, has just aged horribly well for Man United and Ten Hag as well. Because you saw a young player there who was at Dortmund, had all that potential, went there, got outcasted, people said he was the problem.
Not under Ten Hag,
couldn't get going.
Not under Ten Hag. It's important to say that when his outcasting happened, it started from Oli. Then after another manager,
I'm talking about the one where he then made him train with that was Ten Hag.
I'm saying, but he's not been able to. Like, I get it. We're gonna revise the Jadon Sancho scenario, but he didn't do. He hasn't pulled up.
Hold on. He was playing in that pre-season though as well. No pre-season.
No, I get that.
He was playing well, banging goals in pre-season, and we were looking at Jadon Sancho going in, and we were thinking, okay, he might have a bit of a resurgence.
We was hoping we won one,
and ironically
game.
Did
recently. When we've been talking about players, you said you want Rashford gone. Yeah. Right? You think that's for the best, and I'm not going to disagree with that. But also, in recent, about a month ago, you also throwing Bruno under the bus a bit and saying that you'd had enough of it. I was
nervous, but I know we need him. Yeah. Have you seen the light? I've seen what life's out without him.
The first time he's been injured, I mean, it's
even worse.
No,
even worse. Now we're even like, I thought Bruno's a problem.
2 seconds. 10 games that Man United failed to score. Rashford didn't start 6 of them. And in the 3 that Bruno has missed, they failed to score in all of them. So if we're looking at and this is what I've been banging on about last season, in the key players players who carried you, the performances weren't great last season, but they got you through them.
Good.
And because both of those guys haven't performed at the same level this season, it's really exposed the lack of talent. And when I was looking through that Man United side the other day, I was looking at them thinking, God, who do you actually want to keep? Because that's when you think of who do we even keep, that's when you know it's bad.
Did you see the bench yesterday? On the bench, Oguni, Wheatley, these are players that you guys don't even know.
We've not heard of them.
These are like players that Forsen, the only player that you could say recognised is Bayern Deer, who we haven't seen. We've seen him play once. And Anthony, that was our bench. Wait, Ericsson as well. But it's terrible.
Anthony's not even starting ahead of Ahmad.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Finally.
Ahmad was like the best player on the pitch for them for half an hour.
It makes you wonder why Ahmad hasn't been starting earlier.
But do you remember he put that social media post a couple of weeks ago, Ahmad, with like the sort of like zip lips? Yeah, mate. Like
what do you think that meant?
Well, he's fucked off with Ten Hag. He's fucked off with the tactics, mate. I look at your team. The lack of talent, mate. I've never seen anything like it. By the way, like bear in mind, we were shit yesterday. Arsenal bad. Like that's the worst we played all season. And in terms of like the players you had in midfield, you overran us. Amrabat ran around a lot, but Amrabat, he can't pass the ball. Like, I've never seen a Man United midfielder like that who can't pass the ball. Like, I mean, a mate of mine texted me. He saw a thing saying that if Amrabat hadn't made that tackle against Mbappe in the World Cup, he'd be selling couscous in Casablanca right now. Like, that guy's got no talent. the front three, mate. Garnacho, by the way, credit to Garnacho. He had Ben White on toast. He beat him every time, but he's got no final product.
He's tried.
Like, Højlund, I had people telling me Højlund should have been in the top 5 strikers in the league that we did a few weeks ago. 80 million. He's fucking Chris Wood with
He's got one. No,
but he needs to.
Can we let Joy say that?
He's got one goal in his last 8 starts, Højlund. And everyone can say about the service, but it's like, I get it. But there are goals that strikers will just naturally score on instinct regardless of the service. And there was a chance yesterday, lost his footing, obviously it drops to the edge of the box. Yeah. You want to be hitting the target with that. The problem for me is when you're looking at that front line and you're saying, well, when Marcus Rashford's not there, when Bruno's not there, they fail to score. You spent big money on Anthony and you know that he's not providing you it. Yeah. You need Højlund to be more clinical. And we can look at him as much as we want, start a play and say, right, with the correct players around him, maybe a Sancho serving him. With the correct players around him, it might come. You sort of need it to happen quicker.
No, but you need to look at it like more. You need to look at it in depth. You have to ask yourself, look how many players have not made it at Man United. So now there's a thing where Jadon Sancho can leave Man United and be in a Champions League final. That's a big problem. Everyone that leaves this club goes on to do something. Even Darmian, Alexis Sanchez, actually young. There's so many players. So now you got to say, well, there's a problem from within because you can take these players. You put Rashford in a Chelsea side, we'll do better. You take Rasmus Højlund, put him in your side, he will do better. Right now, we have confidence players that are lacking confidence.
But what are you saying? What are people being told to do is the problem as well, because so Højlund, when he got the ball, he had 17 touches against Arsenal. He had 1 shot. He lost possession 4 times. And crucially, in terms of the chances created for him, in the last 8 games, I think he's had 5 chances. None against Arsenal, 1 against Palace, none against Burnley, 3 against Sheffield United, no surprise there, 0 against Bournemouth, Liverpool, Chelsea, 1 against Brentford. Just for context, there you go. Manchester City created 6 chances for Haaland against Wolves. So that he's had more in a single game, in 1 game for Man City than Højlund has had in 8 games for Manchester United. And I agree with everything Joey said. He's definitely not doing enough when he's on the ball, but it seems like not only is he not being told to do the things that maybe Havertz is doing for Arsenal in terms of moving around, creating help in his wingers, but his wingers are certainly not thinking about him.
No, but it's also what he's doing when he doesn't have the ball. Like we played Chelsea a few weeks ago. Right? By the way, we spanked Chelsea much harder than we played against you. But what I will say, Jackson, who, let's be honest, 4 months ago when I had United fans messaging me going, why have you not put Højlund in your top 5? Mate, Jackson was a fucking meme. 4 months ago.
Jackson's clear of Højlund, mate.
He's so clear of Højlund, but it's because of what he done.
Your boy,
it's because of what he done.
Guys, at the moment, right now,
he runs.
He runs, but I'm saying that the way the team plays, I think this kid is gone within himself. Soon as he got that goal, remember when that kid, the Aussie kid, was making songs about something, Christmas miracle, this, that, and the other. You could tell. This is what's happened this season. You could tell that he was in a bad place. As soon as he got the goal, the confidence came in. He saw the type of goal to score. scoring, the dings, the heavy shots. You know the one he blasts. See, he's a potent striker with no confidence. And now what he's doing is he's getting into battles, he's getting into physical. He thinks, you know what? At least I can be physical. He's not even winning those. So he tried to get physical with Saliba and Gabriel yesterday. It's not going to work. We need to change. We're asking him to have Van Nistelrooy conversion. That's what we're really saying. If you say that you got how many chances in?
Bro, he had 5 chances in 8 games.
It's
nothing.
Van Nistelrooy conversion is one goal in 8 stars.
This comes down to
coaching.
No, but how many chances? I'm talking about if you only have that many chances in that many games, you're saying you have to be clinical. This guy's he would
make your chances. You make your chances.
He would relish Darwin.
It's both. It is both. It's not just him. It's the wingers as well.
It comes down to coaching. This is what I'm seeing from Ten Hag. I don't rate Ten Hag as a coach. I don't think he's coaching this team well at all. Because even the players that are coming in, and I know injuries happen, but you can see there's not a formula there. They're not playing formulaic football. Arsenal play formulaic football. Man City play everyone knows what they're doing. There's systems involved. When I watch Man United, I don't see players looking like they're in a system or comfortable.
I think if you watch Ten Hag's post-match interviews, you'll actually find he's coaching very well.
Oh, mate. You'll be gaslit into that.
Yeah,
he's a gaslighter.
Did you hear his quotes about the league at the stadium? This was good.
No.
So,
get this up.
we are Man United and we are the best. Yes, the roof is leaking, but it's a small part of the roof. If you look at the stats, you'll actually see that 99% of the roof is not leaking. We'll fix it. But it's a process and we have to be patient.
That's not real. I love it.
That was funny though.
On the Ahmad thing, I found that quite interesting because clearly the lad's got talent and he's probably been sitting frustrated while people underperform ahead of him because they have to be picked because how much money Ten Hag's taking his reputation on the lad. Yeah. We've seen that before. Imagine you're a young Manchester United centre-back and you're watching Casemiro and Evans perform like that against Palace and you still don't get a fucking chance. Yeah. If you're a young Man United centre-back, obviously I don't know these lads' names.
No, you ain't only got Willy Kamwala. That's the last one.
Yeah, but bro, you need to pack your bags to get the fuck out the club because if he's not giving you a chance against those two fuckers, he doesn't rate you.
Yeah, Merson was quite critical of Kamwala. I don't know if you saw this after the game. Paul Merson was saying, I know he's sort of like half injured, carrying a knock or whatever, but he should have been knocking the door down to play. Like, I don't know, man. The thing with Casemiro, the goal that we scored yesterday, Casemiro walking to get that defensive line back up. Mate, that's embarrassing. Do you know the worst thing?
Yeah.
He did exactly the same thing against Coventry.
Yes.
He did exactly the same thing against
Coventry. Didn't cover himself in glory either.
But come on, man. When the fucking geezer on 350 grand a week is walking to get the line up for the second time in a month.
Yeah.
You should be playing.
And he had the same bad header. The header against Burnley when we get the GBH, when Onana's in goal and he takes my guy out. Like, when he, literally, Casemiro's had so many of these moments, but I don't know what's going on with him. But I think it's Merson saying that Kamwala should have gone into the room and he's 18 years old.
No, I agree.
Him knocking on the door saying, drop Casemiro, start.
No, I agree.
Mate, you're not even on a professional contract, bro. Get out. Like, how do you even know where the room is? Like, he's going back.
How did you fight this through?
Honestly,
I'm in so much pain, bro. I'm in so much pain.
I was looking at Man United yesterday, and Ten Hag literally hasn't got a clue what he's doing. Like, this is how it's got to for me. Last season, I actually thought he was a decent manager, and we used to discuss it last season based on, them finishing third and him getting his hands on a trophy for them. But the way they've gone backwards now is actually disturbing, bro, when I look at it. And this guy shows up to Old Trafford wearing a blazer with a polo shirt. Did you see that? No. What the fuck was that about? A polo shirt under a blazer.
He's not getting invited on Kick It. No way.
No time soon. No time soon. It was horrible.
There's strong allegations that Craig ruined Basuma. Ever since he sat down, ever since he met Basuma, he's lost it. So
he tied his laces together.
Ten Hag probably came to kick him already.
Onana actually performed well against Arsenal. Yeah.
Ten Hag, do you know what? This is the thing quickly on this. Ten Hag changed the tactics yesterday. We didn't play as cavalier, and Man United fans are saying, well, where the hell's that been all season? Like, we commit too much. Yeah. And when we was talking about, when he was doing the gaslighting, when he was saying, hey, we're playing the best type of, what do you say? Some bullshit
Said
about
we want the most entertaining teams in the league.
Like that's disrespectful. Now he's finally made a change, and Onana's not facing as many shots. He's doing a little bit better. Still have problems with Onana though. I don't think he's gonna have to deal with those shots week in, week out. The goals that he gave away against Crystal Palace, the Elise first goal, terrible. The near post, he just doesn't dive properly. Man United have literally.
He's
the most inviting goalkeeper to have a pop at range for.
He's so weird, man. You know how like nowadays it's all playing out from the back, and the amount of times we're like, oh, that keeper, is he good with his feet? And Onana's the first keeper I've ever seen where you go, is he good with his hands or not? I can't really tell.
Good with his hands. Bro, he dives in installments, bro. Like, literally, he's like, oh, and then he gets there
it's
and
like
we're
the Matrix.
I can't, I'm so...
But do you know what was interesting yesterday? He was going fucking mad with those defenders and the midfielders.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Summer is on the way, and you know what they say, sun's out, guns out, and whatever else you want to get out. But before you get stuff out, make sure it's well trimmed, am I right, lads? Don't go and flash people, just to be clear. I'm not suggesting that. Just make sure you're trimmed down below, because clammy in the summer for one thing, innit?
You also just like shave your chest with it or something.
She's right. When you've been working on sculpting the pecs, they do look more defined if you just trim them, just to be clear. So that's actually really helpful with Manscaped, as well as the balls. And you can do all of that with the all-new Performance Package 5.0. Because as you all know, lads, when we're well-groomed, that's when we're most confident. And women pick up on that stuff, you know? The updated Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra Groin and Body Hair Trimmer just got a summer makeover. It's waterproof, designed for splashy pool parties and beach hangouts. Imagine you just had a pool party and you just wafting the bollocks out. What? I'm just trimming. And don't forget to clean the ears and nose hairs up with the Weed Whacker 2.0. Because I'm not a woman, but if I was, I wouldn't like men with hairy noses. And post-trim care never felt so good with the Crop Soother Bowl Aftershave Lotion. Because no one wants painful chafing, and with this, you get all-day comfort. And for those sunny beach days, don't leave home without the Crop Preserver Anti-Bowl Deodorant. I don't want to be sweaty on the beach. It's bad enough with all the sand getting in everywhere, innit? And the new Magic Mat disposable shaving mat is like having a magician in your bathroom. And the purchase comes with free boxers 2.0 Midnight Bravo, comfort and style that fits like a dream. Get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/thekickoff when you use our code THEKICKOFF, all one word, all block capitals, at checkout. That's 20% off and free shipping. But for now, enjoy the video.
Like Onana, he was losing his mind, getting so frustrated that they weren't showing for it. They weren't available for a pass.
It was terrible.
But it's the mad thing about that United squad. It's so badly put together. I've said this all season. You've got this tiki-taka goalkeeper. He's got no one to pass the ball to. And the manager moans about injuries, but it's like, even if everyone was fit, none of it makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah, but when you're moaning about injuries, there's tables within the table, and the table that you're in right now, which is Chelsea and Newcastle alongside Man United, you're the one with the least injury and have had the least injuries out of all of us. Dave's missed through injuries. And can I just say, game week 30, it's not that long ago. It's not that long ago. You were above both Chelsea and Newcastle with an 8-point lead on both of us.
Have they bottled it?
No, they had a 10-point lead not long ago, actually, over Newcastle.
Sorry, 10-point lead.
And based on what we're saying, I don't want to go on about Ten Hag because I feel like I've destroyed him enough. But when you do have injuries, the thing I can give credit for, like Jurgen Klopp, when Liverpool had all those injuries, the style of football didn't change. Everyone knew what their jobs were. When Onana is looking for people, and I did feel sorry for him because it's like, you can tell, like, he's doing what he's been told to do here.
Yeah.
So what the fuck are the rest of you doing? Because you don't look interested. And all right, you can exonerate the manager to some degree of, but he can't kick the ball for them. But like, who the fuck is telling these lads what to do here? It's really strange.
And it's like it will be like when he did that though, you know,
when
he was doing all this. Like, I didn't like. I get why he did it, but I didn't like it because it's just like, you know, there's a bunch of young players out there. It was kind of just like trying to be like, it's like it's not doing that. I'm not doing that.
If you're looking in front of you, you got Dalot. Dalot's not a young player. You got Casemiro.
Oh, Dalot,
huh? Dalot's like 27. He's got experienced players in front of him. And like, from Onana's perspective, it's like, he must be turning around to Ten Hag and going, what did you buy me for? Like, you know who I am. I was the same player at Ajax. I was the same player at Inter Milan where I got to a fucking Champions League final, passing it out from the back. So why have you bought me if you're not going to make it possible for me to do that? Because the player, and I know they'll go, oh, well, Lissandro's injured. Yeah, he's injured all fucking season. So do something different. React.
I think the truth of the matter is, right, Chelsea and Newcastle, we've both been hammered by injuries. Newcastle have still. I know you think you've got bad injuries. Chelsea have got officially the most. I think Newcastle have got.
Chelsea's on shit, bro. They don't even play. Some of them players.
I get you. Chelsea.
I take it from Newcastle.
Chelsea's overall squad level. The difference between what's on the bench and what's on the pitch for me with Chelsea is a lot more even. Yeah. Whereas Newcastle, the drop off outside of a few players is a massive drop off. Man United are obviously more reliant on a few as well potentially, but still. When you look at the fact that all the injuries are comparable and Man United are the ones who are collapsing the most, it's because...
But it's not, though.
It's because, in my opinion...
No, but it's not, because you're missing out. In Chelsea, at least you can say with most of those teams, there's a spine that is there. With Man United, you bedded in a new goalkeeper. We've had the most changes in that back four ever. Like, if you're trying to get confidence as a keeper, there's even yesterday, Onana was going to catch the ball. And then literally a player comes in, just kicks it and clears it. I'm saying, wait, you don't trust... No one trusts each other in this back four.
Defensively, I agree with you. But you're talking about spine, that's not just defence. You're buying players like Mason Mount, right? Which, even if he was fit, what the fuck is that going to do for you in this situation, right?
We won't even know. Now we don't even know. Now we won't even...
What do you think about him getting injured again? Because you're like, is this fucking Groundhog Day? Like, how's that
I feel like we've taken whatever that doctor that we took from Arsenal, is the worst thing we could ever have done, because the injury record under him he's there for 14 years. It's been shit. He's come to Man United. I'm not saying it's just him to blame, but I've never seen injuries like that. Ten Hag has never seen. Mason Mount this is the thing. We said Luke Shaw and Malacia are going to be back before the new year. So they said, Reguilon, sling your rook, go back to Spurs because we don't need you anymore. Not available. We brought back Lisandro. They told him he's ready to play. Played Lisandro, aggravated injury again. Martial, he's been returning for weeks now
in players like Martial, Luke Shaw, their injury records are famous now.
Even Mason.
But has Mason Mount had this?
You signed, last season he was out.
No, but he had this level of injury in his career. I remember Mason Mount.
Last season he literally missed pretty much half the season. Came back, had a couple of games, and then out injured again. And that's when Man United bought him. And it's like what you were saying about Arsenal looking to recruitment. Listen, I can't sit and gloat about this. We bought Christopher Nkunku for a lot of money this season off the back of a season where he was in and out of the team with injury for the whole thing. But if you're looking at injury record, maybe buying Mason Mount off the back of the season he had just had, combined with the fact that positionally you don't really need that player.
So this brings me on to the point I was making about Chelsea, Newcastle and Man United. The reason why, all right, you might still win the FA Cup, but the reason why it feels like Chelsea and Newcastle are coping, we're still playing badly in Newcastle, but we're the few players we did get, Bruno, Gordon, Isak, they're delivering. Chelsea's signings, they're delivering. Ten Hag spends so badly, it's all collapsing in around him because the players he should be able to give the responsibility to are nowhere to be seen. And ironically, the two who've always bailed him out are the ones who he didn't fucking sign in Rashford and Bruno.
No, but even now, look at like the players that obviously Maguire's been in and out of the team. Dalot, I would say, is probably one of your best performers recently. Like Dalot, that's what I'm saying. He's not a player that I think Man United fans are even clamouring to probably keep.
This is what I'm saying. I think in terms of, if you look at the top talents, I think it's really interesting to compare those three clubs, right? Look at the top talents and look what's happening to them, right? Newcastle, Isak, let's be honest, we all think he's probably one of the best strikers in Europe at the moment. He's not even going to move in the summer because he's happy. He's settled, right? Look at Chelsea. Most talented player, Palmer. Having the season of his life. Could win a golden boot. The most talent... I'm not talking about it's Bruno. It's also, I think you could probably say Rashford in terms of what he's capable of.
He's under.
But in terms of talent, what he's capable of, what's happening to him? Jadon Sancho, talent. Where is he?
This is when we're doing this thing where we're not holding these players accountable and responsible for some of their performances. Rashford has let himself down.
Of course he has.
Heavily. There's times where players haven't run and it's like they can't wear the heaviness of the Man United shirt. Like, you lot can say what you want. If you're asked to apologise, we can have managers and players, they fall out all the time. You wanted to leave. When you talk about the Jadon Sancho thing, you didn't fancy being in Manchester no more. Dortmund is a great way out, and you went home. You went to something comfortable.
Can I ask you a solution to this? Because there might be a serious solution to this that actually Man United suffer consequences for. you might end up, because I know Sir Jim wants to get onto this quick.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're giving out points deductions. It may be worth with the FFP, because FFP is about to change in a big way in 12 months. We're going to a completely different system. So you've got a small window of time where you can pull the trigger and potentially go, we're going to spend, kind of like Chelsea did, and revamp the entire fucking squad to give us a prayer in the long term. And you may end up incurring 6-10 points deduction in 3 years' time or whatever, when they finally calculate the losses that the club have made, which, because it's every 3 years, right?
Yeah.
But by that point, you may be in a completely different position where you're now challenging after spending a hell of a lot of money. For me, I don't know if Man United can afford.
Young. I think we're going to go. I don't think we're going to try and do the bring in young players, and that's why I think Ten Hag has a high potential staying, because they like the one. Yeah, I know they like him.
I feel like it's him or Potter
working with young. They like him. They like what he can do with young players, and they know that we ain't got. If you see the roof, we ain't got a bucket to piss in right now. We have to now recruit the youngest players.
Surely for Jim's investment is going to be putting back to the club
into what we were. They're doing a task force to fix it. They had.
You don't need a task force. You need a fucking plumber. Fix the roof.
No, it's beyond plumbing now. It's beyond plumbing. It's getting into the electrics. It's shit.
But surely Man United spend 200 million every summer. Surely that's going to happen.
No, we've only got this. They said they have 100 million to spend this season. 100 million is not fixing this club. Plus, then you got to do
Nah.
I promise
there's no way.
You got all them sellable assets. You'll be fine.
100 million and sells. That's it.
Who you selling? Who makes your money? Who makes your money?
They said Jadon Sancho. Greenwood's coming up with some money.
See, and this guy's still on the table.
Greenwood. No one's giving you money for Greenwood.
They are.
No one's giving you money for Greenwood.
There's two clubs inquired from the Premier League for Greenwood, and actually abroad as well. Juve want Greenwood. There's a clubs that want Greenwood.
I believe someone will buy him. Yeah.
No one's paying money for Greenwood. You're getting 15 million for Greenwood. You're not getting more than 15 million.
No, because Man United said they
rate them at 40 million. Man United.
Exactly.
Okay, listen. If I see Man United turn down a £30 million bid for Greenwood, then listen, I'll fucking buy him for 35. No one is offering you 30 million quid for me.
But can we straight off the back name 3 players then that you're going to sell that you're going to get over 30 million for?
We're going to sell Maguire potentially. Maguire's going to go.
No one's giving you 30 million quid for Maguire.
West Ham would.
Hold on, no.
West Ham on.
No.
West
for
Ham
over
would.
30 million quid.
West Ham would. Maguire can go for.
What now? Still?
Yeah. How old is he?
30.
Yeah, probably.
Maguire can get a move. Right.
Maguire's actually been okay at times this season.
McTominay for plus 30 million. Absolutely. He scored his record amount of goals this season.
I'm not spending 30.
Who's giving you 30 million quid for McTominay? This is mental.
I'd vomit if Chelsea
McTominay's not going to... I'm telling you, a Premier League side will take McTominay.
Martial maybe.
What are we talking about?
Look how many goals McTominay scored this season. Your Premier League side will take McTominay.
Mate, right.
They will take him.
There's other teams that will say,
I could see him at Everton.
Yeah.
For like 20 million?
Yeah. But there's points deductions being handed out left, right and centre.
Exactly.
No one's paying.
Listen to Joe.
How much could you
Boys.
We're not going to sell Rashford.
You don't think so?
I'm not going to sell Rashford anymore. No. They said
PSG?
We said they'll entertain him.
Mbappe's gone. They need
PSG. If PSG come in for him, absolutely. But I don't think
they need something.
They said they're entertaining all offers. They said 3 players are off the table. They said Kobe's off the table, Garnacho and Rasmus. They said everybody else can get.
I want Mount.
I just want to...
They didn't say Mount.
We'll wrap it up on this. In terms of next season... Just roughly, what are we expecting from them? If they keep Ten Hag, do you think, or get rid of Ten Hag, is that a deciding factor?
Top 7. Can I just say my worry for Man United, and conveniently, it's not really a worry of mine, Chelsea and Newcastle, I can't get my head around them two being worse next season. I get that everyone's saying, Newcastle's hands are tied a little bit. They might have to sell. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think you look at Chelsea and Newcastle. I'm not saying, Champions League, definitely how high they'll go. I think they're both going to get better. I would argue that both Villa and Spurs might. There's the chance that one of those two might be a little bit worse. But when
it's a low ceiling. We've lost 14 games this season. You're telling me we can't win?
No, it's very possible that you should improve. There's lots of room for improvement.
Yeah,
absolutely.
With the teams that are above you, I don't think that you can improve by the same margins that they can. But listen, I'm going to be fair and say a couple of signings and getting rid of the manager can change that. If I'm a Man United fan, I want to know what is happening right now. That might sound stupid because you've got the cup final and you want to get that done. But I would personally like to know what's happening right now.
His future depends on that FA Cup game.
No, but
if he wins the FA Cup game, he stays. If he doesn't,
is that really what you think?
I think so.
Wait, he's going in. Well, he's going in.
I think
you're saying he's going in. You're not going to win the FA Cup.
It's not mad that I don't know what you think of the table, but an FA Cup final, one game can make your entire opinion up of Ten Hag. Because for me, what you've seen up till now should be the deciding factor.
No, we really need to be cheering him on in that FA Cup final. If that's the thing, I'm Ten Hag in, man. Win that final.
The objectives is Europe, maybe, for the club. They could say an objective's Europe. FA Cup gives you Europe.
Not just that, it will be back-to-back trophies in 2 seasons.
So again,
if you're winning silverware,
that would be mental.
I know, and if you're winning silverware, you can't really say anything if you're winning silverware.
As a manager, Ten Hag, what I associate with him is terrible performances, but like results aren't as bad as the performances. And him fluking a cup and staying in the job, I'd be like, that's the most Ten Hag thing ever. That
I don't listen. As long as we win something, I want to.
They beat City in the final, boy. You deserve that.
That would feel amazing. It's like, again, and sometimes that can just give you a bit more time. It's been shit though. They're like this. It doesn't say, we can't now say, we've had a better season than Arsenal. It'll be ridiculous to say that. But over time, you'll say, well, we won the cup. That's all we're going to get.
Have you had a better season than Chelsea? If you win the FA Cup, have you had a better season than Chelsea?
100%. If they win the FA Cup.
I want to know, before we end this, because you've got 14 defeats this season, which is a record. Every game's a record.
Was the worst one.
But is this worse than some of the feelings you've had with other managers, or is it about the same as Ollie and the others?
No, do you know what? Because I've had a different mindset about supporting the manager. Like, I would have given up on Ten Hag time ago, but I thought I've started to look at myself and what's wrong with the club, and I'm realizing that it's more than this guy. So there really a lot of self-reflection. So I honestly
imagine that's how bad. Imagine your team gets that bad, right? Where like you start looking at yourself as a fan and going, maybe I'm the problem.
He's gassing you so hard that you're in therapy.
It's amazing. The Ten Hag, I've never known a manager who's got the brains of his fans so fucked. It's unbelievable.
He's fucking baby raining you. He's baby raining you.
This guy, have you ever seen the Da Vinci Code where the guy smashes himself in the back with a whip? Like, they're self-harming Man United fans over this. It's anyway.